Huda Sha'arawi was born in 1879 in Minya, Egypt, into a wealthy and influential family. She was raised in a world where women were expected to remain in the domestic sphere, secluded from public life. As a young girl, she spent most of her time in private apartments, receiving home education while yearning for the freedom denied to women of her time. At the age of 13, Huda was married off to her much older cousin, a common practice among elite Egyptian families. Although she complied with tradition, she harbored a deep dissatisfaction with the constraints placed upon her. This moment would later fuel her determination to fight for women's rights. Despite her early seclusion, Huda found ways to educate herself and engage with the world. She began organizing literacy programs and vocational training for women, realizing that education was the key to their empowerment. She took her first steps into activism, advocating for women's education and legal rights. In 1923, Huda Sha'arawi made history when she removed her veil in public at a Cairo train station upon returning from the International Women's Congress in Rome. This defiant act became an iconic moment in Egyptian feminism, inspiring many women to challenge societal norms. Determined to create lasting change, Huda founded the Egyptian feminist union IFU, advocating for women's education, voting rights, and an end to child marriage. She also launched L'Egyptian, a feminist magazine that challenged the patriarchal system. Huda Sha'arawi was not only a feminist but also a nationalist. She led women in demonstrations against British colonial rule, demanding independence for Egypt. As the president of the Waftist Women's Central Committee, she mobilized women to take part in political activism. Huda Sha'arawi understood that education was the foundation of women's liberation. She worked tirelessly to establish Egypt's first secondary school for girls, ensuring that young women had access to formal education. Despite coming from privilege, Huda Sha'arawi chose service over comfort. She dedicated her life to fighting for women's rights, education, and national independence. She became a symbol of strength and resilience, inspiring generations of women across the Arab world and beyond.